because of the licensing. Pretty sure you're gonna have to go through this, right? Because there's several different IPs, at least minimum 5 of them. There's actually a couple more that they'd have to clear in order to actually be able to get this product released in the West. So this actually came out in November in Japan, so it is a bit outdated already, but it's a really good product nonetheless for the most part. So the whole premise behind this is that you're supposed to be able to, within a single booster, be able to build an entire deck. You're just using this one box. That we'll see how that works out, but presumably we should get at least 16 triggers, including the over trigger, 4 PGs, and units that have Vanguard effects for your ride line, right? And it does come with an energy generator that you can see right here. So we'll see if that's actually true. But this does have the 5 decks, right? Decks for all 5 of these characters included in the set. There's also a variety of different reprints in this set as well. But yeah, they kind of just threw in the generator and counter, which is kind of funny. Like there's no, plastic or like wrapping or anything. I find that a little bit funny, but it is nice that there's an easy way to get that, right? So this is a very interesting product because there are only 3 cards per pack, right? And the box itself contains 24 different packs, so it's more packs than the usual like half cut boosters, right? Double and some more, but the pack size is still the same. It's very weird, but we have a lot of different cards here. This one is for Chrono. So this is for the Fate Rewinders. I don't remember the actual manga name, but this is for that deck, right? What they've done is that there's of course a triple rare version of each of the main protagonists for their corresponding manga of the 5 that are on the box, but then there's also a common version that has kind of the same effect, same important effect, but it has like a slightly weaker it's slightly weaker because it's like missing an effect or something like that, right? Here's a Deca, who will hopefully see the other half too, and then there's also heals and triggers that you can see that are actually both nationed, right? So a lot of these cards, all of these cards, except for a couple of them, are actually dual nation cards, right? With Koto Koto being its own nation, and then Dark States in this case, Keter for this, and Brancate for black here. So you can actually use this in whatever deck you want, which is cool. I do wish these were in foil, because I'm pretty sure we're never gonna get this ever again, right? So it would have been nice if it just automatically came in foil. Here is another one for Deca. Hopefully we'll get the body so you can see what that's all about. Here is the front trigger. We also have effect fronts, but you can't use that outside of Koto Koto, unfortunately. I feel like that's kind of a bit of a misstep. But so far we got 2 triggers. See if we can actually build a deck out of this. And I would go through all of these cards, I guess, but there's a lot to go through. And a lot of it won't make sense to you unless I read the corresponding card, right? So I'm trying not to spend too much time with it. Like, for example, this says you choose a grade 0 normal unit with and its card frame drop and holds your rear. You're probably wondering, what the hell is a baby? Is that a baby? You're correct. It is a baby. So this is series mode. This is the common version of the triple rare ride deck grade 3 version, right? But he basically has like the ability to, the way this deck works is that you overdress units essentially, except you overdress them from your hand, and then you take the overdress, the one that's on top, you actually bring it back to your hand so it doesn't stay on board and get like destroyed and you overdress again next turn, right? But this has the common version effect, so I think the triple rare instead of 5k here gives 10k to front row, so that's what you can expect. And here's the black critical trigger, which is really nice. Yeah, I wish these were in foil, because they're not like they're ever gonna get reprinted, so just make them into foil to begin with, right? That would make sense to me. Here's a big old fat panda. Here is the common version for Chrono, and then here is a critical trigger for Dragon Empire. So far we have ourselves 4 triggers, 0 PGs. Here is our Fate Rewinder. The art surprisingly looks nice, right? Like, I know it's like nothing crazy and it's kind of simplistic, but I think it looks kind of nice. like with the actual card itself, if that makes any sense. Like the way the cards are done for Vanguard, I feel like this art actually matches it pretty well, to be honest. But here is one Sentinel, so you can again play this in any other deck if you want. For Dragon Empire, right? Or technically Koto as well, because it is both nations. So you can play it just in the Koto Nation, but I haven't actually experimented with that too much. But I have played each of these different decks, right? And I've tested them on. I'll have a video about that coming out soon. But here's one of the overdresses you can go into. Here's the retry eye for Chrono, and then here's a heal trigger. So we have 2 heal trigger. I'm curious to see if they'll give you the same triggers that you would get from like a trial deck, which is like 4 heals, 4 crits, like 3 draws and 4 fronts or something like that. But we'll see. Here's Advancing into Space, which is a Blitz Order for Bebe, who's the little baby. And then here's the starter for Bebe, again, still a baby. And here's the draw trigger, right? So we got ourselves a draw trigger. So far we have ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't see it, but I have it up here, and 1 PG. This has got to be the simplest art I've ever seen in my entire life on a Vanguard card. Okay, cool. Our first hit here is going to be the triple rare, Strongest Rewinder, Shoot Eye. If you have a Vanguard with Rewinder in his card name, or is from the Koto Nation, this card gets all the following. So it has the retry keyword, which really matters for the order that we just looked at, the retry eye, which just basically lets you give an effect to units that have that specific ability, right? So it's just a archetype name if you want to consider it that. But then in drop, if your order zone has a retry, which is a set order, it's a set order, but it's actually for dark states. But if you do not have this unit on board, you can CB1 call this, and it gets that all of your Chrono Vanguards get 5k power to end of turn, and also has this version up keyword. So this is if you either Persona Ride or if you have 4 more damage. So either Persona Ride or have Limit Break, essentially. When it attacks a grade 3 or greater, it gets 10k, and you can EB3 and get a crit to the end of battle. So nice little like Zamoog, which is pretty cool. Chrono, the Dark States Koto deck is, I feel like for most people, the strongest one out of all of them. I feel like they're all fun, at least. I actually enjoy playing a lot of them, but yeah, Chrono seems to be the strongest out of all of them. So yeah, so we've got an OT here, but it's for the Koto specific nation. This is Koto comic. In addition to the usual overtrigger effect, this says choose one of your units, and you can choose one of the following. Either gives a unit a crit, or choose a unit that is standing, and it gets that at the end of the battle that it attacked, you can stand that unit. So you basically get the choice of either blue or red OT, which I think is kind of nifty. Kind of like the idea of cards that give you choices. There's a lot of that in other card games. You see that a lot in like Shadowverse, and Vanguard's sort of starting to pick that up, but I feel like that's a nice way to make a card more useful in different situations, while also not making it as broken, right? Here's another and here's a critical trigger. Very nice. So we got ourselves 3 crits so far. 1 draw, 1 front, 2 heals, 1 OT, single sentinel. Here is UFO Grandpa, who has a cool skill of dangerous skill. So this deck is all about essentially gambling, because the Vanguard lets you reveal cards until you get a card with the dangerous skill that is not in your bind zone, and then there we go. Sorry about that. I'm gonna blow your guys' ears out real quick. I was recording something earlier, but hey, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Tuesday stream. You guys are doing well on this Tuesday. I am doing all right, especially because we don't have to talk about Buddy Fight today, so that really uplifts my spirits. That I don't have to worry about a Thursday stream that has 20 fucking collab cards. I'm blessed to not have that that knowledge or that faith bestowed upon me. But I hope you guys are doing well. We don't have too much to go over today, so we'll probably end up playing some Deer Days, I guess, afterwards. And I hadn't really considered what to play, but I guess we'll see what happens, right? Just real quick. And yeah, we'll go over both the promo reveal streams, so the one from Thursday and the one from this morning, and we have some messages from the drop zone that we can take a look at as well. It'd be funny with the Buddy Fight collab decks ended up being meta like Buff Saga. I mean, knowing Bushiroad's track record with collabs, they're more than likely going to be really good, considering it's an entire set. I feel like all the collabs have been good since Mushi King. Koto Koto is a bit of an asterisk because like they're not bad, but they weren't as crazy as the other ones. I don't know if it's because like maybe they're planning on giving it support, right? Because at least that one's, I think if there's any of the collaborations that could get supported, it's probably those decks, and they already have gotten supported. But it's also too maybe because they were like aimed at kids and whatnot, and the way the product was distributed. So that's that. But literally all of them have been meta relevant, right? We had Mushi King, we had Love and Berry, Mygo was relevant, Orphanica was relevant for a little bit. So all of them have done pretty well. So I would not be surprised if Butterfight actually ends up being really good. Just getting 4 hours on the Butterfight weekend looking up the decks picked. Yeah, no thanks. I will absolutely never ever do that. It's not an EN only collab, so it has to at least be decent. EN only collab? Did we have any EN only collabs in Vanguard that I'm not aware of? That'd be cool. I wish they would do something like that, right? I was always begging for them to do something like that, especially when I found out we weren't getting Monster Strike, which really sucked because I thought Monster Strike looked super cool. Another collab, by the way, that was really good when it came out. But yeah, it would have been nice if they, instead of just not giving us Monster Strike, they gave us some sort of English equivalent. So I kept mentioning like Clash of Clans because I couldn't really think of any other mobile app because Monster Strike was a gacha game. So I couldn't think of any other like American or English, like out of Japan or out of Asia game, right? Phone game that they could collab with. But I think I would have rather that than there's nothing. In an alternate reality, the game is popular with kids like Pokemon, though that would invite scalpers like Vanguard. Or on alternate reality, a Vanguard collab is happening in Buddy Fight right now, and I would be not playing Buddy Fight. I'd probably still be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably not, because I hate playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So I would probably be playing, I don't know. I probably would have picked up Grand Archive? Is that what that's called? I would have picked up that instead. I think I would have eventually scratched my itch for card games with that. Vanguard wasn't it. That's one of the TCGs I was interested in picking up, but because of Vanguard I just never had the time. And because of if Vanguard didn't exist, I would have never gotten into Shadowverse. I don't think I would have tried Shadowverse at all. Battle Spirits? No. One Piece? No. That would imply that in this other alternate timeline I watch One Piece, which I don't want to fucking talk to that guy. But and I don't know about Battle Spirits. Waiting for the Twin Drive collab? Yeah. Highly doubt that'll happen, but we'll see. There are a lot of new TCGs coming out very soon, actually. So, market's gonna get very, very interesting pretty soon, I will say that. So, today's cards of the day will be brought to you by, I don't know, the Cookie Run TCG that I may or may not be interested in. Except just kidding, we don't actually have any cards of the day. It's just been them putting back the promos and stuff like that, so don't worry about it. If Vanguard didn't exist, I would have retired from TCGs after quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! And gone fully into fighting games. Yeah, honestly, maybe. I would have probably not fighting games. For me, it's kind of the opposite. Where like I was originally super into TCGs, but I had no one. Yu-Gi-Oh! And I had no one to play with, so I got super into fighting games. And then I quit fighting games to get into TCGs. So I would probably not go through that route again. Of course, it would be nice to play like I don't know how the game is doing, but you know, City of Wolves would have been nice to get into. The previous SNK would have been nice to get into. This is not playing the next song, so it's just fucking quiet. Hello? YouTube, are you okay? Something wrong? Tummy hurt? God, it was a fucking playlist? Okay. Whatever you say, YouTube. Anyways. But sorry, I don't know how long that was quiet for, but yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I probably wouldn't be fighting games. I would probably just go back to being just a variety game streamer like I was before Vanguard Zero. During Vanguard Zero? No, before Vanguard Zero? Oh, I don't remember actually. I think I was doing variety video game stuff and Vanguard Zero at the time. But yeah, I'd probably just go back to that. So I'd probably be playing that like Players Expedition or whatever the heck. I'd probably be playing all that kind of stuff right now instead. I spelled the name of CurlyHairedVanguard on his channel. Challenge me to a fight. We'll see. I'm gonna remain glued to the PS2 for another 7 years. Get on, get some fresh air, buddy. PS2 was like 30 years ago, man. Remember than this, I would still be playing MMOs like FF14. No, I not really do MMOs personally, but card day would be my horror finding out how unholy expensive Harvest Elf and Dissection Angels are, so can't get her generic to driving me crazy. I mean, you're not playing in the Japanese format, so anymore, buddy. So unless you are deciding to make the skip over the ocean to play, then it is what it is. We're not getting these cards until August anyways, so here's I wouldn't stress yourself out. You live in a good spot for fighting games? Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I do. Set 9 sounds like an expensive set for singles. Single folks? People that are single that are not in a relationship? I don't know if set 9 really affects the dating pool, or if it specifically targets people without relationships versus people that are in relationships. I don't know if there's really any claims or sources to back up your claims. So I don't know if that's really true, but it turns out Harvest Elf is stupid crack for reasons that you wouldn't expect. Sure. Like I haven't been hearing that all weekend. You still low-key play FF14? Yeah. I almost wish I could have gotten into that like that and not Fortnite, but I guess League. Like I know, oh League, ooh. I half wish I had gotten into that stuff early on, just so that I was more aware of like the culture and like have more things to talk to people about, right? Because like I feel like everyone but me knows about that dumbass game. But I just stayed away from that early on because I just didn't feel like getting into it. And I feel like FF14 is like kind of the same deal with like just everyone plays it. It's just the thing that people do, and I just don't. And instead I hedged my bets on like the shitty versions of these things, because I was like, okay, the first time this happened around I didn't catch on the trend, so the second time I'll be right on it. But the one I pick always fucking bombs. The only one that I was on the nose on was Overwatch. That was it. That was the only one where like I was on it as soon as it like came out. I was playing it all the time. And I managed to like actually finally be like included in society for one. So that was pretty nice. But other than that, no. The moment 50 cards puts a bundle for set 9. He'll do the stupid thing because do you'll do a stupid thing because of the Harvest Angel elf alone. I'm sure EN vendors would pay attention to how expensive those generics are on the JP area. Probably, but the fuck am I gonna like what the fuck are we gonna do about it? Like, it's just, I don't know. There's nothing we can do about it, so. Willy Wonka so far is the only set 9 deck putting out results, yeah, unfortunately. The last expansion to FF14 is kind of mid, with a good amount of people taking a break from it. Interesting. Rumors of toxicity have kept me away from LOL. Yeah. That, and I don't really like, what are they called? MOBAs? I don't really like MOBAs that much, to be honest. I dabbled a little bit in Heroes of the Storm. That was kind of fun, but that's just because I had friends to play with that specifically played that. And I played Pokemon Unite for a bit, but then everyone got all upset because it was like expensive or whatever, so people just stopped playing it, so I stopped playing it. I'd love to get back in it someday. I've never even played a game of Marvel Rivals. Damn, we gotta get you on that. I mean, I played like 3. I wish I could sit and like play these like online games more, but I never have the time, so I stay away from them. Like that and like Balatro, I stay away from it because I know I will just not do anything else, so I force myself to not do it. The inventors did 2 French in English. I mean, find a man. What it is, unfortunately. Wonder what I'm like when I'm raging. I'm pretty sure you can just look at the gameplay channel to find out what that's like, to be honest. I feel like there's a good couple of videos on that. Speaking of being old, we had a pretty big tournament over at the Drop Zone this past weekend, where we had I think it was like 22 players. So not our biggest tournament. We've had 22 before. For whatever reason, we get exactly 22. I feel like this is the 3rd time we've had like 22 people exactly, which is kind of funny. But big turnout because maybe because there was a prize pot available for the winner of $50. So if you get first place, you get $50. And we had a couple of interesting decks. So we had 3 Levy Dress, 3 Raziel, and 3 Eva. 2 Varga, 2 Buff Sagra, 2 Rewinder. I used the cool art because the normal art for him looks so boring and dumb, to be honest. 1 Shiranui, 1 Night Rose, 1 Tree. I believe it was a Stoicheia variant. 1 Aggro Sirens, 1 Gandiva Mask, 1 Vladimir, and 1 Alcalibra. Ultimately, the event was won by Night Rose in 3rd, Buff Sagra in 2nd, and Eva in 1st. I was watching this streamer playing DD2 ranked with Tree, and he was raging complaining about the LT as he plays Tree. That's funny. This was also streamed, by the way, if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Although maybe don't. I know that sounds weird to say. Maybe don't check out the stream. I just remembered I have to go back and I have to manually remove a bunch of the songs that were used because they said that it was copyright free, and then lo and behold, I get 40 matches telling me that it's actually not copyright free. So maybe don't watch the stream until I clear that out. So I can get the 2 cents that I would have normally gotten. But yeah, I'm about to just play these streams, stream and just have no audio. I'm just sick and tired of every time I find a playlist and it's like, oh yeah, copyright free, royalty free, no nothing, no whatever, and it just fucking gets hit anyways. So I'm gonna just play Silence and see how they're gonna hit that. Yeah, we did have Korokoro. Let's play Lured or Jet Stride against me. I mean, I won't rage, I'll just judge you for the rest of your life. That's why me and Sim never get along, because he always plays Jet. But yeah. Yeah, Beans did indeed win the tournament. He won himself $50. Let's Haizo Psycho do something so I can get some good stuff. I mean, we literally got the card that we're about to talk about. Literally just got supported. The copyright stuff is so broken, you can just claim music that's not yours, even if it isn't. And there's like nothing I can do about it. Like, I can try and like dispute it, but I'm not, first of all, I'm not gonna dispute like all 40 of them because they take so long to like do it. But it's not like I own the music, so it's not even worth the trouble, so I just have to fucking bow out. Like, every day I just keep thinking like, all right, I'm just gonna download one of those applications just to make my own damn music. I just can't take it anymore. Fine. He'll never lose again because of some jobbers, but that'll justify a Libra support. Sure. I could have won the tournament, but if I cried about my grandpa's soul being trapped in a shadow realm, that would imply that since I'm hosting the tournament, I'm Pegasus and I took your grandpa's soul. In which case, you're never getting it back because you didn't win the tournament. So get fucked. But yeah. Then we have some messages from the drop zone before we get started with the stream. Today we just have the one from everyone's favorite Bobo Yang. Question is, how satisfied are you on the current state of Vanguard TCG market? As the rising singles price, partially due to rising demand, low supplies, and looming tariff, make you more willing to open boxes, to either gamble or just open for fun / dopamine rush, or still sticking to buying singles only? So, I don't know, to be honest, because I have some personal, how do I say this? Some personal bias, some personal, like, I've been approaching the market differently, not so much just because of what's going on, but just because. Maybe it's just what's just going on, but basically I'm trying not to spend as much, is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm not buying as many boxes as I used to, and I'm not buying as many singles as I used to. I'm just buying whatever it is I need, and then if it comes up later, I'll get it. I don't know if that's necessarily because of the market. Granted, if it was cheaper to get, yes, I would be more inclined to spend money. Overall, I'm not satisfied with the state of the Vanguard TCG market. It's always because of the same thing. It's just that our game is too niche and not enough supply goes around. And I just want more of that. That's kind of about it. I keep saying that our pull rates are kind of dookie, but if we at least had more supply, maybe the pull rates won't matter as much. Then there'll at least be more cards to go around, so they can be a little bit cheaper. But if the game, I don't know if I want to say if the game was doing better, because it's not doing horrible. It can always do better. They can always strive to do better, and that's one of my bigger issues with Bushiroad, is that they don't try to do better. They just kind of like do the bare minimum sometimes, and it's just like, all right, let's just coast on this. And I think that's such a stupid thing to do right now, especially because like a couple of minutes ago I just said we have so many new TCGs happening or coming out in the next month or so, and we've already seen a couple of the TCGs bow out because it's just very competitive right now. People can't even buy Pokemon product anymore, right? And you're gonna tell me that you're just gonna like coast on your game? You're not even gonna like try to make some more moves? But, and like, they don't do like nothing, right? Like, they've done some things. Like, they've started doing more deck products, which is nice and all that jazz, but they just need to do like actual moves, and they just don't, right? Like, for every deck product, they'll go back and then they'll remove stuff like the mango rares with Youthquake decks. That's kind of like, what's the point of even buying these boxes? They won't even do special secret rares for cards anymore. It's just the same fucking card just frameless with some fucking characters on it, and that's it. And it's the same template for every single card, so they all look the same, and it's barely distinguishable from an SR. So they just need to do more, and until they do more, I will not be willing to buy more boxes, because there's really no reason. Set 7 was decent, but not for like the right reasons. It was just nice because like as a seller I could get stuff like the Crow and sell that. I could get the Persona ticket even as just a player to keep that, right? There's decent value within each box, so if they do more stuff like that, that would be kind of nice. But in general, you just need to put in more of an effort so that boxes are worth opening, so that we have more actual supply, and conversely there will be more supplies if more people will play the game, but also the product will be better so more people want to play the game. So like, I don't know, it's not even worth buying cases anymore because you just get a bunch of shitty commons that you can't do anything about. Most of the rares aren't even playable, and you barely get double rares. You barely get enough double rares and triple rares to sell it. Like, unless you're only playing one nation. But if you're only playing one nation, why are you getting a case in the first place, right? Person is what we call the sleep deprived there. Someone who can afford a case, the market can be way better, especially for generics. I mean, cases aren't really supposed to be cheap. So I don't know about that, but no. I have some choice words on recent quote-unquote release for how stupid Bushiroad making people's stay away from opening boxes. I mean, the quote-unquote is such a cursed product. Like, fucking quote-unquote had no hope of succeeding ever in a million fucking years outside of Japan. Maybe not even in Japan, but like, product had no hope. It's a good product, theoretically. It has good reprints. It has good decks in it, right, that you can actually play. But first they got super delayed. Second, they put it in between sets 7 and 8. Third, they released it between Bob Sakura meta. Fourth, it wasn't even that strong when it released. Fifth, the whole tariffs thing. So like, product had no hope in a million fucking years. And then on top of all of that, it gets released, and then TCG Player fucks up, and then everyone decides to boycott TCG Player the day that the fucking product drops. So Set had no hope in a million years to ever do anything ever. Unfortunately. That last one isn't quote-unquote's fault. None of them are quote-unquote's fault. But still, the set just had no hope. Had everything going against it. Also, hate how FOMO becoming more and more frequent every time there is an announcement. Yeah. Everybody play set of high five and pouring procs to them. Yeah. Get my ass click. Never ever. I dare you to try and proxy something at one of my tournaments. I dare you, bro. When I'm about to sell fucking Leisha Fell, because I know I can't buy dumbass high five, then you're out here trying to proxy something. I dare you, bro. I dare you. So the availability is only limited to certain Bushi certified vendors. Has limit on how fast Vanguard can grow. Not really sure what that means. Availability is only limited to certain Bushi certified vendors. Has a limit to how fast Vanguard can grow. Bujiro doesn't even acknowledge that they're doing anything wrong unless JP stores are criticizing them. Yeah, and that's part of the other thing about them just coasting, because part of the coasting is just they do some shit in Japan and then they just do it everywhere else. Right? So like, again, these are all the arguments and talk points that everyone brings up all the time, but it's true. There's just no effort to like do anything different, better, to like do anything. It's just like, here, give us money, bye, see you in 2 months. Like, CurlyHairedVanguard was sold at major retailers like Target and Walmart, like the good old days. Yeah, if only. That unfortunately never happened until like I don't know. I won't get into it, but it would just unfortunately never happen unless something drastic happens. The lack of box hopper is also ugh. Set 13 and set 1 was peak box hoppers. Yeah, like on the one side, I know there's not that many promos like before, right? Part of the issues that we're missing so many promos. That's why I did the box hoppers. On the other hand, they could very easily do fucking box hoppers. It's whatever. I'm more upset about sneak peek promos than I am about box hoppers, to be honest. Box hoppers is kind of whatever. Like, yes, it would be nice if they did that. And yes, it would be nice if they reprinted stuff, but I feel like we're expecting too much from this company for that to happen. I'm more upset that the sneak peek promos that were originally used to bring promos in, right, are now just those dumb energy card promos. Someone that, again, as a bunch of these, right, because I'm a Kagetsu fanboy now, I would have been happy to not have those if it meant I instead got an actual promo that released, like the obvious ones that you guys are spouting out in your head right now, right? I would much rather that, to be honest, but whatever. So many common book from set 7, yeah, don't even get me started on that. Common bulk, like I wish they like set 7, like I said, it made it feel better because there were more useful commons, right? Because there was the bird, there were the persona tickets, they were the dragon tree markers, right? There was something else, I forgot what else it was, but those are at least more usable, so at least there's that. But yeah, they gotta make the commons up. I don't know. They give way too many of them for them to not really do too much. Honestly, it's an environmental issue at this point, because I don't know what the fuck you want me to do with all these commons that we'll just really never ever see play. So whack artwork. The whack artwork is a turnoff for some people here for Koto. I think y'all just have whack tastes. I think that's just on y'all. So yeah. Did anyone try to post $30 hex orbs? What? We're not so going to good camera and lighting. No one will notice it's a proxy. Just like last night, I can afford my 4th cohesive smoke quarter, so look at me. A lot of ban click from proxying ever again. Did you miss these Snooze Fest promo reveals? Just because they didn't reveal fucking. Oh no, you got a Keter promo, bro. Why you? How's it snooze when you got a camera promo? Gone is Zane Edgelord arc next season. I was hoping Kruka would, but no, they can't have any of the girls be edgy or do anything cool ever. All the girls just have to be basic ass girls. No girl can ever do anything cool or edgy or like anything. It's just, like the only derivative is Senka, but we all know how that's going for her. So even the comments were good. You get too many of them too fast. Yeah, we do get too many comments, fortunately. Like we brought up a bunch of times, we should be using that comment slot to support a bunch of other decks, even if it's just doesn't do much. I mean, I don't make them completely useless, but you can very easily support a lot more decks, like you did Avantgarda. Gave them a common card that like helps the deck out a lot. You can very easily continue doing that for many other decks instead of just printing the same fucking effect on 6 different cards 3 different times for 18 different cards that have shared effects. UK promos are stuck in localization jail for no reason. Like, there's just no reason. Like, there's no reason for us to not have Blazing Warcry. Like, there's so many different ways you can distribute the they're just not doing it. Right? They're just not doing it because they just refuse to do something different than what they're doing in Japan. So they would much rather release like Youthquake, right? They would rather go through all the crazy localization hurdles to release the Youthquake manga, so then we can get the promos in like 3 years, than them fucking making up a new way to get these promos, right? Making up a new product, making up box hoppers, right? They just refuse to put any effort. So there's a week. They're wacky, and that's why I love Koto Awards. Yeah. I get a kind of promo I can't use today. Mine whack. Just play Hextorb like you were meant to be. Come on. We're asking for more C clones to be a thing. Nowhere in hell anyone actually asked for that. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be such a downer about that. That's been messages from the drops though. I don't mind the clones. It's just when they're unplayable and you do 5 sets of them, or like 3 sets of them each set, that's a bit much, I feel like, you know? But I guess anything's better than the stupid ass Dragon Tree ones we got in like set 12 and 13, right? I guess anything's better than that. At least these are actually playable, but still. Anywho, let's go over all the promos that we're gonna be getting in like 5 months. Actually, comments when unbearable. Like, I'll never understand why they did that shit. Like, thank God they changed their mind, but I will never understand why that was even a thing. Like, just reduce the set list, my guy. I would have rather have more copies of the original, of like the actual other commons, than just having those Dragon Tree cards. Anywho, so for Japan, this is the July-August tournament promos. They've made the I want to say questionable decision to reprint these 3 cards as promos. I believe these are all common cards. Speaking of common bulk filler, right? These are all common cards. Very interesting options, to say the least. Because, like, I feel like they reprinted some of the other orders. I think they did the dog one recently, right? And that was also from Divine Set 1. So, like, I guess that makes sense. Except for the fact that this hasn't actually been seeing any play. Like, if this was seeing play, I would understand it. It would have made way more sense to reprint that one order that lets your units attack from the back row, or attack the back row, your opponent's back row. That would have made way more sense to reprint, unless they did that already. That would have made more sense to reprint than this. But to my knowledge, this hasn't been seeing any play. So unless we give the benefit of the doubt, and this is like 5-head mega brain future, they see this being playable in a future deck that comes out. Don't see the point of this. Then we have Inhale Pit, who's a common from set 7, who's also seen 0 play. She could have been played in like Unica early on, when she didn't really have any pieces. You also could have maybe played this in like Direct Jewels for whatever reason, but other than that, there's really no reason to play this. It's just Soul Blast. I think it's Soul Blast like a grade 1 or greater, or it might be a grade 1 specifically. But you Soul Blast, and then you get 2 grade 0s from your drop and put them into your zone, your soul. And this card is kind of mainly intended for Author Slaughter, which is the common rarity Vanguard that will never get support and will never see any play ever in a million years. So I don't really understand why we're reprinting this. Yeah, it's Soul Blast grade 1 or greater. Common that budget players were using in Jet came out. That's wild. But yeah, very questionable. And then here we have the chicken treat. which only one specific deck can play. Granted, it's 16 copies, so like by virtue of you needing 16 of these, it's a good idea to reprint this. But I would have legitimately maybe preferred this to be reprinted in the next lyrical set. But either way, maybe this hints at a new finale. But then why not just fucking do it in the set? And then like, I don't even know which trick and treat it is. Is it just only this art? Because there's two different arts. So you could have very easily done a new art to at least make it somewhat appealing. But you didn't. You didn't do new art. You just did the same old art. And I'm assuming you're only doing one of the arts. I could be wrong. But you could have easily just done a new art either here or in the lyrical set. Where if you're actually gonna support Fennel, it would make more sense to include the fucking card in the set that she's being supported in. So this has got to be the most confusing set of promo reprints, if I'm being honest. Again, unless in the future something is gonna randomly make use of Inhale Pit, but I feel like we're giving too much benefit of the doubt here, and I feel like we could have literally selected like almost anything else. I don't know. Other Slaughter new form 1? Never. Reprint that. A station's supremacy must not be rivaled. I mean, I feel like a station already fell off pretty hard. Like out there's 16 orders. I mean, yeah, but you have to. I guess that it's nice that it comes in foil, and like Inhale Pit has cool art, so like cool. But Mermaid needed? No, she has a million better options. Literally, all her cards say put a trigger from drop into soul. She does not need like. Granted, it's at least an axe skill. This is an axe skill at the very least, but still. Lucas said would already be cram enough with 39 or so decks to support. Yeah, but you know they're gonna have dumbass commons that don't fucking do anything. So why not just make one of them a new trick and treat that has a new art with the new Fennel on it and literally the same thing? Like, I think we can take out one card from that new lyrical set. We could have put it here as a promo instead. Right? We could take out one of those commons and replaced it with a trick and treat with a new art. I think, like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm not asking for a lot here. I was just asking ChatGPT what cards they should reprint. I mean, yeah, honestly. Because, like, I literally can't see any reason for these. Putting aside maybe something in the future, like, I cannot see a reason for this. And they've never done something like that. So, like, it wouldn't make sense. Like, they've never reprinted cards because, like, oh, this will be used in the future. Like, they don't give a shit. They want you to go get fucked and get scammed and stuff. So why are they reprinting these? I don't understand. Called new formers? Are we gonna ask a new form for it? No thanks. But yeah, questionable reprints aside, let's take a look at our first promo. They did reprint Nectar of Sensation right before 2 or 3 decks came out that really spam it. Did they? I don't think any deck actually spams it. Oh, but we'll see. Here is the Flutterfly Dragon. So this is for Alcalibra, and it just has a single effect. This is a grade 1. Has the overcharge keyword. So when your Vanguard attacks, and if you've selected this for your Vanguard's ability, then if your Vanguard attacks, and this was chosen by your Vanguard's ability, and one of your rear guards did not stand by an ability this turn, you can put this to soul, choose one of your rear guards with overcharge, and stand it, and draw a card. So this is like pretty decent, because you can boost the restander with it to make better numbers. And then going first, you can't restand the restander, so you can then put this to soul, draw 1. It gives you soul, lets you draw 1, and it lets you restand your restander, so you can now actually do something going first instead of just doing 3 attacks. Now you can actually do 4 attacks, which is pretty decent. That's nice. You can technically do 5 attacks with this. You can also save on energy. So theoretically, if your opponent is on grade 3, you can restand and only need like 1 energy blast 3 to restand. So theoretically, you can maybe start playing the Foul Heart. Maybe bring this back. Actually, no. You can bring this back with the order. So you can just Soul Blast, bring this back. You just have to find a way to Soul Blast before you use your Vanguard skill. So, like, leave it up broken. I don't know about broken, but I feel like this is better than not. So, order. Your order can now create 5 attacks. Order? I mean the order. Yeah, you can't do 5 attacks. Because if you have, like, let's say unit and restander, or even if it's just both restanders, right? You can boost, swing Vanguard, put this to soul restand, and then the restander can restand itself for 5 attacks. But since you can't call more than 1 of the same card with the skills order, yeah. They have to be different names. Oh, I haven't seen that card in a while. How many copies would you run? I would say 4, and I feel like you easily have the space for that. I would say you would easily run this at 4. I don't see a reason. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it going to soul isn't so bad. It could even, oh, it has to be front row. It has to be front row. If you could restand a back row, that would be really nice too. That would be huge for the deck if you could restand a back row. Cut dumbass Shinri? Yeah, sure. Fuck drawing cards early. Who wants that? Oh. But yeah, if this could have stood up a back row, it would have been really cool because you'd have a really huge column. But I don't know. I feel like you can squeeze in this for 4 copies. Okay. Big beater. At least I guess, yeah. Like, it's mainly just good for going first. So now you can restand and get some extra multi-attack there. So instead of just having vanilla going first turn, the deck wants to go first, but it was kind of hampered by the fact that it can't restand going first, so can't divine skill going first either. So now you can just rush and still get 4 attacks to push your opponent a lot harder, which is kind of nice. And actually be able to plus, which the deck doesn't really do. So yeah. Makes 5 attacks more consistent without needing to get the 2 of the standard. True, even though you do have the order to get them from drop, but yep, if you don't have them in play, you can just restand whatever. I do feel like you need like another good attacker though. That's probably what this deck needs. Hopefully it'll get that soon, because the grade 3 retires itself. I guess you could do, is the grade 3, when does it retire itself? Because that's your only other good attacker, is the grade 3. I think the dragon is 5, just 5k, or the dinosaur. Okay, yeah, I meant the original grade 3, because the second one I think is garbage, if I remember correctly. That sucks. So then the 15k is you can't like stack the 15k or like hold on to it or anything like that, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, because your only other good attacker is the grade 3, the first grade 3, the Panzerchuk. But unfortunately retires itself. But I mean, you can technically still do that because you can like swing, restand, draw, and then use the effect then and then draw. So it gives you a lot more draw power. Baddie at least gets plus 10. Who is that? Is that the girl? Does the girl get 10k? The girl's really good. I don't think she's that. Oh no, actually no, yeah, she's a decent attacker. Never mind. She's fine. Yeah, you can use her at least. Yeah. I forgot she got 10k. I thought she only got 5k. It's all right. That makes her decent. Is the Persona Veltrosa? Yeah. So I guess you don't really need the grade. I mean, you could play the grade 3 because again, that gives you a lot of draw power, but you don't have the energy for that. But technically, this lets you have the energy, so you have more options. So I feel like the deck is in a slightly better spot with this promo. Yeah. Her and the grade 2 dragon get 10k. The grade 2 dragon, the one that came out in like set 7, that's really bad. The dinosaur. I think the dinosaur doesn't really. It's just like 5k shield and. Let's see. So on place, it gets 5k and Fortune 10 in a turn, and then it gets another 5k. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and they can't intercept. So yeah, I guess it's better than I thought. I thought it only got 5k, but that's fine. I don't know if you have space for that too, but I guess you can play it like super. I don't want to say budget, but super like archetype heavy and just play, you know, no generics. You can include that, but the only one that doesn't retire anything, which is fine. Speaking of retiring, here is Drag Ritter Nahata, which is Werebell support. So this says if you have a Great 3 Greater Vanguard Werebell in its card name, this unit gets boost. That's really nice. Then act on either rearguard circle or in drop. If you did not bind a card with this same name this turn, you can bind this and choose one of your Grade 3 or greater Vanguards with Werebell in its card name, and it gets auto. When this unit attacks, all of your front row will get 5k till the end of turn. Until the end of turn. That's kind of big. Because Werebell does attack twice. So you can very easily get the restand order to give 10k to your front row. And then now this makes it so you can give Drag Renaissance. So now you can give 20k to your front row without Persona Ride, which is really nice. Which I keep saying is the better way to play this deck, without Blazing Warcry. And then checking in some copies of what's it called? The Eugene order that we really actually use again, Diva. God, I said that name so many times in the past. Best Harvest, yes. Copies of Best Harvest is also really good, just in case your opponent has a full board, so you can retire it and draw a bunch of that. So this lets you do both, which is insane. So you can Best Harvest, draw a bunch of cards, and then use this to still give Drag Renaissance power to the front row. Huge, absolutely huge. I feel like the Photoshop Eugene out of the picture, yeah, basically. So this is really, really good. Wish this was not a promo, so it was easier to get, but I feel like this really helps the deck out. As much as I keep saying I like Werebell, I have not actually played new Werebell. I've only played Deer Days Werebell. I have not played Set 8 Werebell, but I guess at this point I'll just wait for it to come out, and I can just play it then, which should be able to get the sneak peek next week. Might get it. Depending on what the mat is, I might get the sneak peek. Let's see. She does create magic number Werebell or the Grade 3 Cycler in Festive Collection. Grade 3 Cycler? The really bad one? But I don't think you can use that because that one's like Energy Blast, right? And you want to use all your energy for Werebell. But yeah, this is Set 8. Where it becomes an actual deck with its support. I mean, that's when it's officially released. It's not actually released until Set 8. But yeah, that's gonna be the dumbest Grade 2 common. I mean, there's a really hot Grade 2 common I would like to be a mat. So if that's the case, that'd be great. It's also on Dark States. But speaking of Dark States, next up we have here Stab Magician Nilfade. So this has the usual text. If your Vanguard is one clan, this is the unit of that clan, essentially, right? When Stochaeomat? Never. So auto, when this unit is put into soul by hand, put into soul from hand by the when this unit is put into soul from hand by your card ability, if you have a greater Luke here, CB1, draw 1. Don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Set 10 maybe. I mean, the Nana Claire already has her own mat, so she's not going to be the sneak peek mat. She has a triple rare that decide to make a triple rare or support card to decide to make a mat, but we'll see. Because the one thing I liked about Venus is that I only needed one counterblast. Yeah, they released the playmat today, or not released it, but revealed it, I should say, for Drag Jewel, Nana Clear, and what is this shit called? Minerva. I keep trying to say Nirvana. But really want to get the deck box for Minerva, and I think the sleeves. Yeah, I don't really like this. I don't like the CB1. Your order CB1, you have to use that every single turn to get multi-attack. So now it's kind of a CB2, but I guess not every single turn. But then it says in Soul, when your rearguard is put into Soul, the cost of your Vanguard's ability. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and you do not have a rearguard with the same name as this, you can Soul Blast 2 different cards to call this out. It gets 5k. But if you Persona Run, it gets 10k instead of 5k. This is a grade 1. Which is like, okay, this actually makes it so that people can stop playing that dumbass Guidon card in Lukier, I hope. But this technically gives you multiple attacks, which is nice. Yeah. This card is very like standard coded. It doesn't feel like a good card in general, but in standard it feels fine, I guess. Yeah, this definitely could have been a lot better. But it is what it is. How heavy is her special Soul Blast 2 skill? It's not. Lukier can get Soul really easily. You just probably can't play the Breathing Dragon, which is something that you can play now. You can loop Breathing Dragon to give 10k to the front row. Front row rear guards at least. Now you can't really do that. I also don't know how to find space for this, but this doesn't have a specific restriction to where to call it. So you can, in theory, like swing with your dragon, who you gave the ability of the order, swing with your column that has your juggler, swing with Vanguard, suck in this column to draw and give the Vanguard the power and crit, use the order to then call out your dragon, and then you can use this effect to Soul Blast 2 to then call out her. But she's kind of like, whatever. So the fact that, like, this would have been good, literally, this would have been good if you could use it while your opponent's on grade 2. The fact that you have to wait until your opponent's on grade 3 makes it not good. Will she replace Doreen? She will never, nothing will ever replace Doreen. She doesn't even do any of she does the exact opposite of Doreen, actually. Because she has no power, Doreen has power. And Doreen gives you 2 soul. She negative souls you. So no, she does not replace Doreen 100%. This card feels too late for Lukier, then it's just a nothing burger rumble, like a burger, but you got nothing. Yeah, like it doesn't really I don't know. I want to say like it's nice to have, but like I don't even know if it's a nice to have. Lukier's getting love. This is love. First of all, who cares about Harry? Bro's not even actual pale moon. Second of all, I don't know if I count this as love. CB1, draw 1. When I already have to put a card from hand into soul. So this is basically CB1 to discard 1, draw 1, essentially. I don't know. That feels kind of whack. Being able to call something out is like fine. Like I guess a 5th attack is decent because like you can basically call your dragon. It's typically what I do is I have like what is it called? What is the grade 3 dragon called? Applause dragon. Usually I have like Applause dragon and then I have Jogo Juggler in one column, and then I have Rising Dragon and Doreen in another column. So I'll swing with the dragon like unboosted. I'll swing with this column boosted, and then I'll swing with Lukier, and then I'll eat this column, right? Because the grade 3 dragon can't intercept, and I want to use this effect next turn, and then Jovo Juggler I want to protect. So that the Vanguard can attack, and then I put back the dragon with the effect of the order. When the Vanguard attacks, I can put it to soul and call it back out. But I usually put it in the Doreen column, and I swing for like 100, literally 100,000. So I guess now I can like switch it so the dragon can swing on its own for like 40, 50, and then this girl can get boosted by Doreen and still be really big, just carried by Doreen. So I could do that. And I guess in theory that's really good because Doreen easily gets to like 40k. So it'd be 250k attacks, which is really nice. But I don't know if I can justify the space for this. So if this had maybe like a text where like it counted as a grade 3 in Soul, or sorry, in Deck or something like that. I don't know if it was a grade 3, maybe like anything, so I can search it out at least. But yeah, not having any of that is kind of whatever. Sometimes love just isn't shared equally. Yeah, I heard that love is complicated. This row proves it. Yeah. Oh. Lugia was about 2 or 3 years, and when it first came out, I stomped it in like 20 minutes and never saw it again. Thanks for sharing that anecdote of you beating up someone playing my favorite deck. That's what I've always wanted to read out loud. Thanks. If it was like your Vanguard is Lugia, this count counts as a grade, as any grade calling from Soul. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Like something like that. Literally anything. Anything like that. It would have been a bit better, but it wasn't barrel, I guess. But yeah, this is like, I don't know. I'll have to actually test it and see, but it definitely doesn't shoot Lugia to the moon. I'll say that much. And we already have Philia on top of all that, so. I hate those grade 1s that can be fully functional on turn, that can only be fully functional on turn 3 and on already. Yeah, that's literally that card, because I can't do anything with it either, so why even make you a grade 1? Next we have Vertical Long Sorceress, which has got to be one of the funniest names ever. But she says, on place on rear, CB1, and perform 1 based on the grade of your Vanguard with Sorceress. So if grade 2 or less, draw 1. If grade 3 or greater, look at top 2, put 1 to hand, put the rest on the top of your deck, or into Soul. So pretty decent scry, not bad. Then if you Persona Road, the cost of this is Soul Blast 1, but when a rear guard in the same column as this stands, while you have Sorceress grade 3, you Soul Blast 1, stand this unit. Which is indeed vertical, yes. So this is like, all right. Again, doesn't like elevate Hexorb to the moon, but pretty good, right? I feel like this is more on par with like the Alcalibra one in terms of like good, not so much the Lucier one per se. So this is really good. It's not like the I feel like the best one we've seen was the Werbo one. That's like the best one. Whereas like this one is sort of like here in the middle, and the Pale Moon one is, I feel like, not that great in terms of what it does for the deck. And this card Sorcerer's line has, and this card is only usable unless you make a new Sorcerer's Ride line, yeah. Which presumably they will. But being able to, the other thing this implies is that you are not playing the original Hexorb Sorceress in your ride line, because the only way this is kind of useful is if on your first grade 3 turn you swing boosted and then restand, you get even more power, because otherwise it's kind of irrelevant to swing with a restanding booster on Hexorb's Persona Ride turn, because you're already swinging for like 40k. Right, you're already swinging for like huge numbers to begin with. So having a booster on Persona that you reset by the effect because you checked the trigger specifically feels a little bit redundant. So I feel like this means you have to play the original, I'm sorry, not play the original one in ride deck to make use of this. That's just how I'm like. But yeah, I would assume this means that we're getting a new Hexorb, at least grade 1, grade 2 ride line, right? Maybe not a new form per se, but like what they did to Eugene, where they gave him a random grade 1 for the ride line and then immediately gave him another one. It's just me and Brankgate, the only one that didn't get a promo, and Dragon Empire got 2 promos. Yep, that is correct. They didn't even get a reprint. So fuck Brankgate, I guess. Get good cards for premium since Bulbar Mind. Not even Bulbar Mind, since Elderbruff. Put up your sorcerer's deck with a Vanguard that isn't Hex Orb. I wouldn't mind that. Not mind that at all. I'm all about cards sharing support, to be honest. So I would love to see like if we got dinosaurs that had the overcharge keyword, I would not mind that, right? I would not mind them like making I don't know what to call these, but decks that share support, right? Would love that. I just don't know if we're getting another Hex Orb Sorceress. I feel like they gave her a new form too soon. Like, granted, she needed the form, but I feel like they gave it to her too soon because it's weird to say this, because she would have benefited from getting the treatment the newer decks have been getting when they get supported, because they get a lot more support, whereas like back then she only got like one card. So like if she got her new form now after so long, she probably would have been way better off, if that makes sense. But I feel like it's unlikely that she would get a third new form. So Tachikaze, yeah, I would not be upset if Tachikaze came through, to be honest. Revive Vanguard 0, thanks. You know who needs a new form? Flagberg, yeah. So I've been told. But hopefully. Some people hate when Granfina and Leonore had to share support, or Leonore or Magnolia. Maybe it's a Leonore problem. Yes, it's just Leonore. I don't think it's a big issue. I think it's just specifically when it's like a triple rare, that kind of sucks. I think it's fine when they do that. I wish they would do more of that. I would help make it 3 decks that use the same card. Just make them double rare or less. Otherwise, it's kind of whack. I made Vanguard before we get a new Flagberg. I'm okay with that. That'd be kind of cool. Speaking of Flagberg, we have Undulate Assault here. Your Vanguard's Aqua Force. This is Aqua Force in drop. If you play the order from your hand, you can EV3 call this out. Then, if this boosts a greater Maelstrom, it gets 2k, and then at the end of battle, Soul Blast 2, swap 2 of your rear guards. So, Dark Assault, yeah. I'm very mad because he messed up the whole thing we had going here, right? We had all promo packs of like ladies, and then dude had to come in here and show his ass. But okay, I guess. Zero clue on that one. Yeah. Where do they put dinosaurs in a Hex Orb? Sure. Wouldn't make any sense because she's in Cutter, but I would be down. Don't you a better Wheel Assault? That or just an additional copy. I don't know. No Arclight promo was crazy. Some monsters really got support and she didn't. They straight up just forgot about the deck. That is the thing, yeah. You would think she'd be important because she's like in the Craycross Epic and whatnot. She's friends with Eva, but never mind. It's Pride Month. Yeah, I guess that's true. But yeah, which is funny because Arkwright captures the monsters, but like they're all, yeah, I guess she captures them for Brankgate to use. I guess that's what it is, right? But yeah, I don't really know what this does for Maelstrom, to be honest. But seems fine. Then the last one we have here is this one and only Summer Liena. So when placed on here, if you have a Vanguard powerful ability, either CB1 or retire another rear guard and perform one of the following. Either look at the top 5, choose something with powerful, put it to your hand. Excuse me. Or search your deck or drop for up to 1 Coming Beauty Herminia. And its original card name, reveal it, put it to your hand. So you can't use the dress up, it has to be the original one. And then if you start your deck, shuffle. So I don't know how good this is, but this sounds good to me. You can, for example, play... I have to check how Enduring Beauty is worded, but I believe you can discard a Herminia for her effect, or am I wrong? She was before this. Forgot. She wasn't in that set. She was in that. She says, yes, you can discard a Herminia. So you can play Coming Beauty in Ride deck. Soul Blast it out when you ride Enduring Beauty. Counts as Persona Ride when you ride her. And then you can add it back to hand with this, so you can discard it again to pay her for her cost to restand your front row. Which is not half bad. Top 5 for basically any card is also really good. Then her powerful ability is at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a greater Herminia in its card name and no cards in Soul, you stand this unit for free. Kind of already had this, but still nice nonetheless. She has an ice cream. She does indeed have an ice cream. I have a feeling this lyrical promo might be the most expensive one in the batch. She will not. This should be the cheapest one, to be honest. It's a better real assault. The Vanguard makes better magic numbers on Persona turn. True. Yep. And for dress up decks like Herminia. Like Herminia, it's only usable in Herminia. You can't use this in any other deck. I thought you didn't have to discard if you Persona. Right, yeah. If you Persona, you can do that. But you no, sorry. Yeah, if you Persona, you don't have to discard, you can CB1. And then your CB1 is reduced by 1 if you have 3 or more damage. Other than that, I don't see why you would want to bring back Coming Beauty unless you're not playing the new one, but I feel like you're either playing both or you're only playing the new one. So. But yeah, here are your promos. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure for whatever reason the Wilbur one is going to be very sought out because that's actually really good. And I feel like this one's going to be sought out just because it's Pale Moon, unfortunately. And people will think it's going to be really good. Whereas, like, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be a dud. This one will probably be really easy to get, I hope. No brain gates. Not yet. It's okay. We have set 10, where Viceroy is going to get another triple rare, so don't worry. Where's the broken Viceroy promo? Yeah, that's true. You should get a promo. Actually, I don't want that to happen because then I have to get it in foil. But alright, so to recap, this is the promo pack that just passed. This is the one with the Cult of Blaze card. Whoa. The Bruce card, the Rotovisor card, Graham Grace card, and the Bug and the Clarissa card. So this just passed in May. We're currently in this promo pack. Yeah, so they did reprint the dog. Where we have the Nirvana card, the Dolls set order, the quote-unquote monster order that Eva actually uses, Arroz con Leche, this garbage card, and then this other garbage card because I will never be able to own it. This is right now until July, the end of July. Then after that, we have this promo pack, which is the Orpheus promo, the Bastion / Olden promo, the Granfia promo, right? Yeah, Granfia, my love. This is the hero promo, and then this is the what's her name? Hazrit promo. This is coming out in August, September. Foil copy for Nell incoming. Ugh. Ready for the next Resurrect Seek? I'm not. I still have to get the other ones. This is the promo pack that our locals will go bananas over. And then this is the one that we just went over, which we won't get in English until October, November. So when set 10 is releasing, this promo will be live. So hopefully that means there's a Dark State deck, maybe Drag Jeweled uses Inhale Pit. Maybe Varga with the new Mythosich uses this order. Who knows? Maybe he can retire in main phase now. I don't know. That is that. That's all I got. That's all we have. And then there's no more. Unfortunately, there is no more reveal streams because nothing important will be happening the next couple of months until set 10. So, until then, I guess we can play a game of 2 days here. Dear days. Dear days. And here. Why is it not full screen? Fuck. That was weird. Try that again. By the way, the new the new Dear Days DLC comes out 2 weeks for set 5. Yes, we played XOR last stream. Wanted 2 to pass as I put crit on top of my deck. And crit sacked. So. Yeah, like if we take a look at this, this is Kyoma's build, not mine. But you can very easily what? Like I guess I don't know. I feel like you want to play more copies of the order now, or you want to play the order more frequently. So maybe you play 3 of this. Maybe you actually do Kunt Shenri. Play 4 of the new card, the promo. Maybe you play this again. If it works with it. I don't know. Up a bit. Go Levy Dress pre-king. How about I don't have a miserable time on stream for once in my life? This week is very packed with card games. We have the festival collection for this week. We have festival dropping. We have Shadowverse dropping. We have and promo stuff. Festival collection. We don't have festival collection. Festival collection is until way later. Absolutely nothing is happening before set 10. After Whimsy and Fun being added in the background. Yeah, exactly. Oh, this month. Yeah. Or we don't have festivals. We still have festival. No. We have set 8 this month. Festival collection is next month. Yeah. We have set 8 at the end of the month. Then we have festival collection 2 weeks after that. Yeah, we don't have Garth. What do we have? I think I got a promo that I wanted to try out. Everything's 0. We did that for once actually. Before the new one got revealed. Or did I lie about that? We did that, right? We played Bloodfire before the new Bloodfire came out, or I think I said I was gonna do that and I didn't. I remember. Tiziano's cockroaches? Yeah, how about oh, Clarissa! Haha! That's what I wanted to try, sorry. I want to try Clarissa. Sorry, I know you guys hate women, but let's Tiziano's cockroaches sounds disgusting, first of all. Second of all, that does not sound like a good time. Let me go here. Use my CP or VP, I should say, on this, so I can get a bunch of crafting points. Fortunately, I did not get any of the SARs, which is why I keep opening this set. Sounds like a stupid time. That would be funnier. What's not? Well, let's try and see if we can put it together close real quick. Because I did get the promo recently. It's finally affordable. So let's see if we can build this. I should have, yeah, because I have the festival collection. They gave us all rarities. So we get the smiley one, which is cute. So we'll do this in the ride line because you have to. Where's the grade one? Turns out tree can't mill the cockroaches. Good. Okay, yeah. You have this here. Doesn't even need Eureka. No. Oops. I don't believe you can play Eureka in this deck. I've been wanting to play this for a while. Played it once originally when it first came out, and I was like, alright, this will be good. One day, I hope. Someone try bird cockroaches? I'll do that now. I know we need that. Man, Elisar is really pretty. Then we need Earnest Corrects. Let's do this one so we can get all the Earnest Correct units. Let's do an revert. Well, let's do the triggers and PGs and stuff first. So we don't play any draw triggers, right? I guess we play blue OT. You just don't need to draw again even more, but I guess you could still retire. She doesn't get a drive, right? It's just you can either Soul Blast 1 or discard Clarissa, search for the order, and then if her attacks hits, you draw 2, and everyone gets 5k. Okay. So blue Polystone's fine. It also gets me the order. Pulls back the deck so much. Yeah. This. This. I thought I had these. It's this that I have. Run the effect fronts, yeah, because you run draws your deck out, because your Vanguard draws you a bunch of cards. And sure, we can Catgirl, heal. Then let's see here. Jitsu. I guess you can't really play any orders. That's turn 3, right? So I'm gonna have to play these. I think you use energy. We're gonna do twin cast for now, but we'll get back to that. Excuse me. And there are, didn't they eventually make new ones? New what's? And then I guess this is fine. Alright. Now with that, I can look at this order here. And we can add our Earnest Corrects, starting from the bottom. I want to add this girl. When I can intercept, which means I can target front row and attack into it and draw my cards. And this is if it hits, it restands, so I feel like that's good. I feel like this is bad. I remember. And then I don't remember what this does. So EB3, so I can't use an energy cycler. On place, if I have Clarissa, okay, it doesn't have to be a grade 3, so that's nice. EB3, perform 1. Choose a grade 2 or less Earnest Correct from drop and call it as rest. Okay, so that's nice. Then I can choose the order or an Earnest Correct, not her, from drop into hand. That's insane. Like, just grab any archetype thing, call it, or add it to hand. Okay. And if I play the order, she gets 5 Wait, she gets 5k? All units in the same column get 5k. Oof. 4 of that easily. So good. Make a new twin cast? They did not, no. They reprinted it, but they did not make a new one. Hey, we can only afford these SPPGs in the game simulator instead of real life. Speak for yourself, buddy. I actually have, I think, 3 or 4 copies of this. I feel like this one's okay too, right? If your opponent has no rear guards, so if you try to counterplay, then you cannot call sentinels on your attacks. So you kind of have to take the attack, right? I feel like she's decent. It sucks that she's a grade 2, but whoops. Like maybe 2 copies of that. I feel like you need the restander. Right. Sucks that it's CB1 discard, but we have no other costs. I believe this is free, and your Vanguard has no cost other than Soul Blast 1 to get the order, which you need to do a return. Nekla. Oh, this. Use the recover the thing you discard cycler? Yeah, that might not be a bad idea actually. Maybe throw in a couple of copies of that. You also don't want to. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I discard my Ernest correct, so I can bring him back to the other girl. But yeah. So in hand, if I have Clarissa CB1, put this to Soul. Vanguard gets when its unit attacks, if you play the order, choose a rear guard and restand it. Interesting. So she gives you an extra attack. That's kind of good. I think I need to play this dummy. Is this an Ernest correct? Where is she? Where's the promo? Okay, so I can have like this and this on board. And I can have either these 2 in the front row, I guess. This is Soul Blast, discard, bring something back. That's stupid. I'm gonna do that. And what was your effect? CV1, search for an Ernest correct. That seems decent. That seems decent. I don't know how many copies of that though. That is 16 on CCG player. Hold the fuck up. Hold on. Gotta make sure I have the card. That's the thing. God damn. Okay, I have 5 copies. $60. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Type of cooler than 50? Maybe, yeah. Alright, I feel like you can play some copies of this. Cause this one's from deck, right? I need to have 5 different ones? Or no? Oh yeah, 5 different Ernest correct units. So 1, 2, 3, 4 with the restander. I guess this. I don't want to run like a discard cycler. Does anything use soul? Nothing uses soul. Yeah, I feel like I want to run like Bastion or something, just to make sure I can dig into my deck. I don't know if I want to run the energy cycler though, because I feel like I'm gonna have to use this constantly. I guess I don't need to. Just this grabs the order or something from drop, so I can like I can Soul Blast this out and bring it back. It is indeed Deer Days. That's one more Deer Days than the amount of Deer Days we have, because we only have 2. Like, I feel like these are the best earnest corrects. We have a lot of grade 2s. Oh, that's a grade 2! Oh! Oh! Hold on. Oh! I thought she was a grade 1! Oh! That changes everything! Oh! This whole time I thought she was a grade 1! Okay. It's like, no wonder. I was like, okay, I can have this in the background, I can have this in the background. Never mind. Alright. Ooh. I need a grade 1 earners correct. I need another one. Yeah. Which sucks, because these are all dookie. I guess I have to play this one. This is the only K one. This one's just dumb. It's just like, if it's retired, Soul Blast, discard, call it back. Or add it to hand. So yeah, I guess I have to play this dumbass. Do we have a boost order? Yeah. But I can't. I don't know if I can play it because I have to play this every single turn. None of the. I mean, yeah, they do have that too, but we have the boost package in Lyrical, the one that you play in the Dark States. I guess maybe that's the way to go. Because yeah, this can become a booster instead of just sitting there doing nothing. Okay. Fair play. Fair play. Yeah, the grade 1's 5k base, but she does technically become 15 if you hit both rear guards, but for the sake of not having to resolve that effect, I think I'd rather not play it. So yeah, I could just play this and make my grade 2s boosters. But then she's not an earnest correct. It's either play the 5k or play a boost. Yeah, maybe we get rid of Twin Cast. An extra copy of this. Yeah. Does this have to boost the Vanguard? No. So I'd have to like make sure I get these two, put them behind like. Alright, so let's try something like that. See how that goes? Hurts your soul. Well, yeah. Gotta make space. Who would use Clarissa? Makoto's kind of funny. We can use Makoto for once. Key card should be right. I don't know. Pink. Blue. We can use the. I don't have the hearts one. Okay. Sleeves. Sure. Whoops. Taizo. Yeah, sure. Fine. And then this. Can be the original, of course. Then we get rid of this ugly ass deck box. Or I want to say Clarissa has her own, but I don't remember. We have the old one, right? We have the new one. Why not? Okay, do that. No, because whenever I play the AI, you guys yell at me. So I'm gonna go on ranked, and I'm gonna take my losses to the face. Thank you very much. Whoopsie. Alright, I didn't see the name, so hopefully it's not Sim. No, okay. Maybe we'll actually be able to have some fun. Seems like we're playing a Rika cosplayer. Perhaps. Because they have, we're playing Rika and they have his sleeves too. They have different ride deck sleeves. See? But if it's still if it's his other Smurf account. Going first, okay. Kind of don't want these in hand. Having the boost order is great. That is really nice to have. You know, keep everything else. Alright, I literally basically just put that back, but fine. Sure. Yeah, that boost order, yeah. Looking like Youthberg. So I can discard this and then use this. No, I have to be great through a greater to add it back to hand. I can still discard it for ride and then just get it back later on. I just can't throw this out just yet. Well, I thought they got the hostage order? No. That would be kind of insane if Lurko got access to that, but no. Okay, they're gonna get Zest. This is full blast. That is Zest right now. Ooh, I can get both. It's kind of spicy. This is us, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll actually get both. That'll actually be really good for my health. So we'll discard this. Read this again. Great to greater. Add the order or earner's correct. Yes. Okay, so we'll discard this. I don't know what she does. Oh, she looks at top 7. That's right. Or ooh, never gonna hit this. maybe I'll have to go back. I'm never gonna have. Oh, I got lucky. I only have one grade 1 earners correct. And then I put the rest on the bottom of my deck. And I thought I select the order. Oh, you shuffle the. Yeah, I forget. Clears is so funky. You shuffle the remaining 6 and put that in the bottom. We could just call this out. He's a Russian before full blast. Man, I ain't scared of full blast. Reverse, they want to ulti get a full blast? Nah, that ain't happening. I was gonna see Odyssey for that full blast go to damage real quick. Fine. Alright. Sucks because this, if I don't have any rear guards, she's 13. Not that it would matter, that still wouldn't have hit, but. Yeah. I kinda love those early stats that were hyper balanced, unless your name was Leonard. Yeah. As I have 2 of the order, which is cute. Clarissa, is it from deck or from drop? Oh, both. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I could just discard it and grab it back. So I don't really need discard fodder. I can literally get 2 copies of the set order next turn, which is really cool. So I can put like this over here. And then this can go here because this restands. So that's pretty nice. Or with the restander, I don't know. So I can like restand this with card that I discarded. Captured and tortured. Yeah. So I don't actually need counterblast at all. I just need it for the restander for her. But I guess I can take 1. Just to have it. They got Biscotti in hand, okay. It's funny that's Rika and his name is Blackout. He doesn't like He like doesn't like blackout or whatever. He's all rude to them. Attack my rear. Get this ugly heel trigger out of my hand real quick. Crazy ass animation for this card always. Okay. I think she has the same thing where she yeah, and this one actually Soul Blast. Okay, I didn't know that was Soul Blast. So hopefully we don't have too many soul issues. Yes, give me the restander. The reason I say that is because I guess I can boost yeah, because I want this girl on this side, so this can be behind the Vanguard. I'm gonna have no soul now. That's okay. We're gonna set the order. Did it once. Did it once, 2 more times, and he appears. Yeah. All this. Save this for next turn to get the other girl. Turn. Choose her again, even though the effect doesn't, or the 5k doesn't stack, which sucks, but it is what it is. Could have been worse. Could have been playing Vargo, and you wouldn't have any targets for your order power up. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Can't play. Can't really play Angel Ladder, huh? But there's like a Earnest Correct that protects, I think, but I have to look it up. I think there's an Earnest Correct that like gives you resist for a turn or something like that. I don't remember. Morning is here. Okay, so I can I don't have to discard, or I don't have to play this girl to get that. I can play the order and get the order back. I don't really have anything else. But, yeah, because I was gonna play Vashbon, but I don't think I have the soul for that, unfortunately. Sure, baby girl, go ahead and stand up. Do your thing, do your thing. Is this only back row? Okay, yeah, otherwise that would be really funny. I like different today. I did quote unquote shave, but I've been keeping the light beard lately. I've been going out the full beard. I have more pep. Oh, we're good. Considering I want to say very grumpy earlier when we were talking about TCG market, but maybe it's because I'm playing Clarissa. Maybe I just really like Clarissa. More energy. I'll pretend it's accurate. I'm not about to just fall down. We'll see. That's fair. I did sleep pretty good last night. But I have to see what I can do to try and sleep better, because I've not been having the best time. Last, I want to say like 2 months. Or just every other week I'll just not be able to sleep. What does he have? He's got the full rainbow, so he's gonna full blast me. I hate it when my opponent full blasts me, bro. That shit sucks. I don't even remember what full blast does. He gives what, 15k to the front row. This goes to Soul, so have an extra drive and a crit. I don't know if I want to guard it, is what I'm trying to think here. I don't know if I can guard the full blast. So I kind of want to do this for 2. And then just fucking get pounded after that. Right. Damn it. Try to read the card, but it's disappeared. Alright. So I'm at least going to 5 no matter what. He'll give power and crit here, and once I check a defensive I can't block it. He's also gonna bot deck something, which really sucks. And I don't think it's like Tempest where he actually has to reveal. I think he just legitimately targets whatever and it's gone, which really sucks. Never get to never get to hear the full line. It always gets cut off by an effect. So he has a drive, he has a crit, and then choose one rear guard, put it at the bottom. Also everything gets 15k. I guess I could have. It wouldn't have made a difference because they would have checked the crit. But I could have tried to guard this, and it would have been the same amount of shield. The only thing is that this is a guaranteed crit. In hindsight, it doesn't matter. They were gonna check a crit, so I just have to take these two to the face and hope I get a defensive. Because I mean, yeah. That's what I was saying. I need some sort of like early game. The gay cyclers? No, I don't have soul. Ooh. Yeah, that's the issue with this deck. They need like an archetype discard cycler or something. Because I can't discard any of my pieces. And I can't really do much of anything else. So. I'm gonna have to pray that I get another Earnest Correct too. Really sucks. I only have 4. Defensive, please. All right. Well, I'm dead. Like, literally can't guard this. I only have 10k. You're only up to 20k. That would have been nice. That would have. And yeah, if I had gone first, it would have been nice. Would have been in a much better spot. I would have had cards in hand, but I can't do anything. I have to just heal. Check. OT. Alright. Couldn't do jack shit against that turn. I had 3 cards in hand, no shield. We're only checked a crit really that mattered. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. I can't say there was really much else that I could have done. I guess I could have not. Yeah, there was literally nothing else that I could have done. I just had to, I don't know. Yeah, not have the order, I guess. Not have the boost order. I guess I just can't afford to play that. I need to have some sort of discard cycler, I guess. I guess this has to be Vashbond. But if then this is Vashbond, I need to get rid of this for the grade 1 Earnest Correct so that I have enough Earnest Correct on boards that do something. Ripperoni. Alright. Well. I was moving my mouse and I was like, why is it randomly targeting different cards? But yeah, at least Kyrie's coming out soon, so I get to play the new Kyrie. Looking forward to that. Alright, I think we'll call it here. 'Cause I'm actually kind of hungry, so I'm gonna have some dinner. And I will I'll maybe try this out some more. See if I can figure something out. I don't feel like the boost is the way to go, maybe, but yeah, I have to find some sort of way to plus early. But then you deck out, so I don't know. Maybe that's why everyone says this deck is bad. But chicken churros sounds disgusting. I will not be having that. Thank you all for coming to the stream today. I will see you guys probably after the buddy fight reveals. And then next Thursday. It starts this Thursday, actually. I don't know what's next Thursday. I haven't said. But next Wednesday is the reveal stream. But kids, till then, take care of yourselves and each other. Play Vanguard and have yourselves. Damn.